Look, I'm just gonna level with you. Basic Session Zero etiquette is good, and you should talk about what your expectations of the game is, but treating a fudged die roll like a breach of consent, any breach of consent, is just too much for me. Breach of consent is language that we use to refer to particular things. Sure, it's not always about intimacy, but it is a major violation of trust in some way. Lying about a die roll is not a major violation of trust. Breaching consent means that you forced someone to do something against their will. Lying about a die roll to make a game smoother is not doing that. Lying about a die roll is something that has been suggested in D&D core books. Lying about a die roll is just something GMs do. The reason why it is not a breach of consent is because the game master is a position of power that you consent to. Now, if you don't want the game master lying to you, I can understand that. But they have not breached consent by lying to you. They are not lying to you about money. They are not putting you in danger. They are altering a die roll, usually in your favor. So yes, lie better is kind of a solution. Because if your lie makes the game unfun, then you've lied badly. But if your lie makes the game fun, then you've lied correctly. Because the point of a role-playing game is to have fun. And there is not going to be a 100% answer about whether or not lying makes the game fun or not. If everyone gets party wiped in the first session because of bad die rolls, they're gonna have a bad time. And if you lie well enough that they get to survive and have a fun time, you've done your job as a GM. You haven't breached consent. You've literally done the thing that the game is asking you to do. Make it run smoothly. I am a survivor of sexual assault, and I fucking hate when people use this language to talk about shit like lying on die rolls. I have felt what it's like to have my consent violated in different ways by different people. This is not that. In fact, let's take a parallel situation, okay? Everyone agrees that we're gonna order burgers. Someone, before we order, goes, hey, I think we should order pizza instead. Everyone's like, yeah, let's do pizza. Except for one person. That one person doesn't consent to ordering pizza. But if the other people order pizza, that is not a violation of consent. You would never use that fucking language when it comes to whether or not you order burgers and pizza. And you should never use that fucking language when it comes to whether or not a GM lies about whether you got a 7 or 8. You ended up with a GM that doesn't mesh with your playing style. That's not a violation of consent. That's a bad time on a Friday.